Well, good morning, everyone. This is Jennifer Sanchez. You are watching the Wise Morning Coffee Chat Show, where we bring you inspiration, conversation, and motivation. So I know that we are super excited today for our guest, and Kim will be jumping on a little bit late. You guys, whoever's watching, if you're watching right now live or you're watching the replay, we're super excited to just be on this morning and bring on our guest that I just met literally, but I was like, we gotta bring her on. Like, she's awesome. Like, we vibed really great, which I thought was really nice. It's rare, Angel. I don't know if I mean, I can connect with people and I can talk to people and meet people, but me and you, like, we sparked real quick. It was like I don't know if you felt the same way. It sounds like we're like dating. Like, did you feel the same way? Like, you know.
Of course. No, I definitely felt the same way. It was just like an instant connection. And I actually say that a lot of times business relationships can have a lot of similarities to like dating relationships, especially as it relates to the sales process, which of course we can get to later, but
Of
I definitely
course.
agree.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. So let's go straight. Let's do introductions. So, for those that
Mhm.
are watching that are completely new, my name is Jennifer Sanchez. I'm the founder of the Women's Institute of Self Development and Efficacy, WISE for short. We empower women, we help them become unshakable, faith filled, and purpose driven through retreats, conferences, networking events. We have a membership community, we have a coaching community. So, we do all these great things to just empower women. I also am the founder of Fat Girls Run. It's a 501c3. I'm not calling women fat, but I'm trying to change the meaning behind the word fat, right? To fearless, authentic, tenacious. I want women to move, work out, regardless of where you're at in your health, right? Because as long as you're moving and you're trying, you will get better. You'll add more days to your life. And then, of course, finally, I'm also a real estate investor. So I'm super excited about that. And I will be talking about a conference that we'll be putting together next week for those that are interested in investing. But that's who I am.
Nice.
Let's pass
And
it over to Angel. Let her introduce herself to the viewers.
hey, everybody. Thank you so much for having me on, first of all. My name is Angel Jones. I am the CEO of Golden Angel Management, and we are a small business development firm in Chicago. And we help overwhelmed CEOs gain clarity and structure in their sales department so they can increase revenue and employment capacity to help lower our poverty rate. Um, so that is literally who I am and what I do, but not necessarily who I am, but that's what I do. But I always say I am a thought leader, I'm a cheerleader, and I'm a world changer.
Oh, I love that. Thought leader, cheerleader, and world changer. Those are
Yeah.
great. That's a great. I love that. So for those that are watching, me and Angel, and we'll go into coffee time in a bit. I'm trying to see if I catch. I want to wait on Kim because she's running a little late, but uh, we clicked right away, like right at this networking event that was revolved around personal branding,
Mhm.
marketing, AI, right?
Right.
Something that entrepreneurs need all the time.
Absolutely.
But you were definitely there, and one thing that I caught about you, you said, I am who I am, and I'm capable of spilling it into all the industries that I am in, or all the businesses that I have. That's what I received from you. Is that the case?
I mean, yes, it's what I've learned in failing forward. Just a bit of a background on me and how I met Wendy actually. Shout out to Wendy Lee over at Legacy Realty Group. And I started in working in nonprofit spaces first. So my career began very early when I was just 13,
Wow.
volunteering for a nonprofit organization. And then when I was 15, I got hired with that organization called Fishing Buddies, right on 99th and Halsted. And I grew with that company until I was 21. And when I was 21, I have gone through that company in every department from marketing to operations to customer service to human resources and learned all of the ins and outs and even grant writing. So I knew how to manage a business by the age of 21, but I realized I didn't know how to manage money. So I began my career in financial services and became a life insurance agent as I was introduced into motherhood. So
Oh,
when I became a mom, after believing I couldn't have children because the doctor told me I was not able to have children and should look at other options, I actually became pregnant with my son, and he was a healthy baby boy, and I named him Golden, and he's the inspiration behind Golden Angel Management, by the way.
oh,
Um, and so, in that process of becoming an insurance agent, I branded myself as your favorite insurance agent. And so my brand was your favorite insurance agent. I became the top 10% in the region in sales. And in that transition from insurance agent to business development strategist, I realized that I had an issue. Everyone knew me as an insurance agent because that's what my brand was. And I had to rebrand and focus more on what my core values were and create a brand strategy that connected all of the pieces of my businesses under one umbrella. And that's how I really was able to learn the value of branding, learning the value of knowing and being solid on your business mission and your values and your purpose. So that way you can truly unite different things that you're known for under one umbrella, and it won't be any inconsistency or confusion with your audience,
nice.
because of course everything is under one umbrella. So for me, um, integrity, impact, influence, and income is my are my core values, and those literally are the foundation for anything and everything I do.
That's beautiful. Give me 1 second. I'm just plugging this right here because I am not trying to lose this.
All
You
right.
lose me throughout the show, but I love this what you're sharing because I mean, I didn't know you worked in the nonprofit world. So me and you already found something else that we have in common because I come from the nonprofit world also, right? But before we go into more conversation, I see people are jumping on. This is an interactive show. Everyone that's watching, feel free to chime in, say hi. We answer questions live. We also go into coffee time. So if you're drinking anything this morning, whether it's tea, coffee, water, share it with us. But I will go for you go first actually. What are you drinking this morning? I think people's personalities show when or something about them shows when you ask them what they're drinking in the morning.
You know, I actually agree, because I'm drinking water. Um, and I don't drink coffee, ironically, although I'm on the coffee time. But I figured I'm just going to be my authentic self. I've learned that that's you just show come as you are, and it always works in your best interest. So I'm drinking water this morning because I definitely need to hydrate. I work out every morning, so with
Nice.
me finishing my workout, I really just want to stay hydrated, and I have a natural energy, a natural high energy for now. Maybe because I'm 30, but I'm gonna hold on to it as long as I can.
Yes.
I don't drink coffee, but I love it for everybody who does.
Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely one of those that can drink like 5 cups of coffee. I try not to, but that is me. But I'm drinking for those that know I'm drinking in my a wise woman once said a la chingada and she lived happily ever after mug. So it's like
Mm.
a la chingada in Spanish means like F it.
I
And she lived happily ever after. And
love that
I'm
actually.
drinking tea. I'm drinking tea this morning. Some type of like slimming tea or detox tea.
Mm.
I don't remember which which one it is, but I just grabbed the tea and threw it in there. Um, so I see Angel. She said, good morning,
Great morning.
Angel. We have Liza. She put good morning, ladies. And if you're watching again, chime in. Um, but I love the fact that you came from the nonprofit world, Angel, because nonprofits do give you experience in many different areas of the business, right?
Absolutely.
You said that, and I totally agree because that's exactly how I was able to pick up a lot of my skills working 7 years in a nonprofit in my early 20s, mid 20s, right? So, same as you, hired on financial literacy, case management. They moved me into marketing and outreach and doing events. So it was just kind of like, look at this, try this, look at that, do this, right?
Yes.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, no, go ahead. I was gonna say nothing.
It was two things I wanted to mention. I didn't realize what I was drinking my water in, which I feel is very important. Well, it's just a good thing to mention. So my water bottle has the I don't know if you guys can see that, but it has like the times on it
Oh,
so you can
nice.
drink it. But then as the day goes, you make sure that you're drinking enough and you refill this twice. And I mention that because I'm very competitive and I didn't drink enough water initially. So I had to get a bottle like this to keep
Mm.
me on top of, because I have a competition with myself about, am I drinking enough at the time I'm supposed to drink it? I'm going to drink it before the time. So I feel like it's very important to know yourself, of course, as you are growing as a woman, as a CEO. I feel like one of the main things that I've learned and have grown to know as a game changer in business was the importance of self-awareness, to know what your strengths are, what your triggers are, what motivates you, how do you, what environments work best for you, how you connect well with others, right? Like, I feel like that's something to just note for everyone watching. If you're in business, if you want to grow a business, if you even just want to grow as your in personal development, that is key. But also, as you mentioned, the nonprofit space, I started working in the nonprofit space so early. So I was just 13 when I started volunteering, and then I volunteered for 2 years and got hired at 15. So I was one of the youngest administrators on the team. And for me, working in all the different departments was definitely valuable. However, I attribute most of my success and growth in that season in personal development and leadership, because
Mm.
as a and goes ties right back into that self-awareness piece, because being one of the youngest administrators and leading individuals who were oftentimes double my age, it was quite intimidating. Back then, I'm only 18, but I have to hire someone who's in their 30s or sometimes even 40s, and I'm their boss, so to speak. But I have to maintain, my leadership position, not get intimidated, and get results, of course. So I feel like in the nonprofit space, it also helped me to get my foundation for what I really wanted to do and the impact I really wanted to make in the industry solid, right? So I always say community service is the foundation of everything I do. Everything goes back to, how am I making a positive difference in my community? Because I started a nonprofit space, that's always in the back of my mind, and why impact is one of my core values.
Wow. Yeah, and I caught integrity, impact. There was what?
Influence. It's
Influence.
for, yep. So the mantra at Golden Angel Management is, it all begins with I. So we're big on accountability here. And then our core values all start with the letter I. So it's impact, influence, integrity, and income. And I know income is usually one that's like, really, income is a core value for you, but not in terms of sales, so to speak, but more so in terms of, remember, our core purpose is to help CEOs increase revenue and employment capacity to help lower the poverty rate. And we're big on accountability. So how do we measure our success? How impactful are we in lowering the poverty rate? And poverty rate is based on income. So that's why it's a core value of ours.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. I know we have Kim. She jumped on. Kim, can you introduce yourself to the viewers if there's any new viewers who you are?
Sure. Good morning, and I apologize for attending late. I'm so excited to meet Angela. My name is Kimberly Montesinos. I am a part of the WISE community and co-host of the Coffee Chat, which I love. And I'm also an owner of Crystal Clear Cleaning and a marketing rep for Melaleuca, which is an in-home online shopping club where you can order non-toxic products throughout your home. So I'm excited to be here today. And again, I apologize deeply for being tardy, but I'm excited to be here.
No worries. Awesome. So, we're going back into the conversation with Angel. Angel, I definitely think what I want to hear from you is your personality, the sales, right? Like that's what you're all about is sales. And I think people underestimate how we are constantly selling ourselves. And I remember early on, I used to be on the board of the Hispanic Sales Network, the National Hispanic Sales Network, years ago. And one of the biggest things the founder would say was, "You are constantly selling, no matter what, right?
Yes.
You're selling your personality. You're selling, if you even if you don't have a business." you're selling who you are to your
Mhm.
coworkers, to your family, right? What are your thoughts on sales? How have you embraced sales for those that are like, I don't do sales. Why does that matter?
Of course. So, as a sales trainer, I definitely embrace sales as being service. And again, it ties back into my background in starting in the nonprofit space. Because of course, as a nonprofit, we don't technically have sales. We just serve, and we just want to serve as many people as we can, if that the funding allows. So with that being my foundation, I lead with educating all of my clients and anyone I interact with that sales is service. So
Mm,
you're not going to generate as much success if you do not have service as the foundation of everything that you do. And with that, I just say, if you're passionate about what you're offering, what value you bring to your client, then you're going to generate sales, because you
mm,
just be your authentic self and help as many people as you can. So when I meet people in business and they say they're low on sales in their business, I'm like, okay, well, we're going to first change how you view sales. Sales is not something that you generally just have to attain, it's something that you give, and you just want to give to more people. That's all we're trying to do. So, and in my first interview with clients, in our first consultation, which all of my initial consultations are free, I always ask, what is your service offering, and why should people work with you? Because if you aren't generating a genuine desire to serve and help people, if you're not offering a product or service that solves a problem, then it won't be a good fit for us to work together, because integrity is one of my core values. So I'm not going to teach you how to offer something that's not going to solve a problem for anyone. So
that-
I feel like the three things that I would take away is: service is sales, always have integrity in everything you do, and make sure that your offer is always solving a problem.
So, do you feel or do you think, and I don't know, Kim, if you have any questions, that you have to believe in what you're selling? Bottom
Ab-
line, right?
ab- yes.
So like if you feel like, because I hear the integrity, right? So if you
Mhm.
feel like whatever you are offering really is not gonna change anybody, like like these sunglasses, like yeah, like I don't like them, but I'm trying to sell them to you. That person's gonna pick that up real quick because they don't have the passion or the love for it, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Absolutely.
that's what I'm receiving. So, what if someone complete? So you think changing the way people see sales is a big thing off
Hmm.
the get go,
Yes.
right?
It could be sometimes intimidating.
And so this is all you. I don't know, Kim, how you do with sales, Kim. I don't. I guess that's a great question to ask. You're an entrepreneur, Kim. You've been in business for many, many, many years, right? You
Yeah.
know, I personally love sales. I think sales is awesome. Like because I'm not trying to sell people. I'm just being me. I'm just talking. This is what we do for you.
Right.
Like this is
Right.
what I
Yeah.
can do for you. This is what this
Mhm.
can do for you. And I'm a people person. So I don't know how you feel about it, Kim.
Well, I'm loving what I'm hearing from Miss Angela Jones, because yes, I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years. I was one of those, I'm not going to lie, that would say, oh, I don't like to sell. I'm not a salesperson. Because what happened in corporate, and how you were taught in sales, if you were taught to be disingenuous in sales,
Mhm.
then you carry that, like you think that applies to all sales. That's my opinion. So if you're like, I'll give you an example. I had a turn in my life where I had a job selling credit card sales, and I remember when I would be on the phone and I would have to go in, they assigned me to Little Village. And when I would look over their credit card statements and realize, you got a good deal here, stay here,
Mhm.
that wasn't bringing business to my current company. So they would kind of look at that as like, no, you should have found something. Well, they were fine where they're at. So if you fall into in a situation like that, then you have a negative view of sales. And if you're already nervous about sales, most people are. I don't find that most people are like, yeah, I want to sell. They find it very intimidating. I mean, this is your realm, right? And I did too. But what I did was I do provide a service. I believe in the service because the service helped me in my life at one time. So I was able to give back to my community. I do relate when I'm talking to people with my core values. I love building relationships. Like Jennifer, I'm a people person. I love servicing people. I love helping people attain and achieve their goals. And I'm definitely about integrity. And I also have respect in my core values. So I like to respect people, get to know what their need is, problem solving, as you were saying, and then give them a solution for their problem and be authentic about it. Because not everybody that comes to me, you might come to me and say, I need my house clean. And then when I give you a price, you say, well, that seems a little pricey. Then I can go down the reasons why and give you market analysis, and then you make the choice. And at the end of the day, I want you to be able to afford me. And if you can't, I understand that as well. So you have to be okay with things, but you have to live in those core values. And you have to know that you're not, like you said, Jennifer and Angel, you're not selling somebody, you're providing a need. Even when Jennifer was doing Avon, there was a need. Ladies needed to look good. Ladies wanted that lipstick. Lady wanted that hand lotion. They needed it in their mind. So she was providing something. You're providing a coaching program that's allowing people to shift their mindset to know that people out there will need your service. It's all in how you deliver it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I absolutely love this topic and just so excited to meet you. And you know me, Jennifer, I love you young ladies making changes in the world. I think it's amazing, amazing. And I love when you said when you were around people that are older, because I'm a bit older than both of you. It goes both ways, because sometimes I'm sure you've come across people who are older think that you can't tell them anything because they think they know everything. And God knows we don't. It's an even exchange. And it's a beautiful exchange because you ladies you bring innovation to our world. I bring experience. A combination of that is powerful.
Absolutely. I always say that's one of the biggest ways we can really see the value and the benefit of having different age groups working together, because that's the difference between wisdom and knowledge. We may have knowledge because we educate ourselves and we read and we are so eager to learn, but we don't have as much wisdom. Well, we have applied knowledge, so that's when we can get that wisdom,
right?
Those who've been where we want to go. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? It's so funny because this actually was a thing that I recently experienced being very hot. So HOT is the acronym that I use. I keep forgetting, everybody doesn't know me sometimes. So I love acronyms. I love to keep it super simple, following the model, right? And HOT is an acronym that I use in communication. And I say this to CEOs for managing staff, but also in relationships. As Jennifer and I were just speaking about how business relationships and like a dating relationship are very similar sometimes. When we had an instant connection, and she was like, sounds like I'm talking about dating, but I'm like, you know what? I feel like there are a lot of similarities there. But HOT is a communication acronym for honest, open, and transparent. So being HOT, and I'm a part of a business coaching mastermind from my business coach, Ms. Tequila Shabazz. She's the CEO of Key Support Virtual Solutions, or Key Support Solutions. I'm so sorry, Tequila, if I botched that business name, but it's Key Support Solutions, and she's my business coach, helping me and other women grow our businesses. And she just grew her business to over $1 million in revenue. So she's, of course, coaching us to do the same. And I'm the youngest in that group. And I was intimidated initially because I was the youngest, and I was like, I felt like I was back at Fishing Buddies all over again. And Fishing Buddies was the nonprofit I started with when I was just 13. And I was like, you know what? It's so funny how wisdom, right, can be applied, because I literally had to go back to that time and ask myself, well, what did you learn? How can you apply what you've learned now? And how can you get those same lessons to get you to your next level, Angel? And then it allowed me to gain some success in that group and become one of the leaders in that group, even though I was the youngest. So it's so funny. It's great you mentioned that.
Yeah. And see your mindset of even though it was, I commend you because even though it was intimidating, you were courageous. You didn't let that intimidation hold you back from being in a room that can elevate you. And
Oh,
see, that's where your mindset, we're all going to have a nervous reaction or fear. You overcame the fear. I was listening to a podcast coming here, and he said, we're taught to deal with our fears. And he said, no, overcome the fear. Otherwise, the
Mm,
fear can come back and eat you alive. So, what you did, amen to that, right? So,
mhm.
what you did was you said, yeah, this is fear is that false appearance of making things seem real. You said, hey, this is a little intimidating. I'm the youngest person. But your mindset was, you know what? I'm the youngest person, but guess what? I'm going to learn being the youngest person that I can make change and come out in combination of, like I said earlier, with innovation and wisdom and learning. So I commend you for not being intimidated because some people would have turned away from an opportunity
Mhm.
and you did it.
oh, yes. I think, well, let me share this comment. I love this. I
Mhm.
love that honest, open, transparent.
I do too.
I think that's one of the key ways in leadership or running a business, always being honest, always being open, always being transparent, and then allowing that communication to go back and forth with whoever you're working with. Because when you can't open up to others and feel like that there's no safe space there for whatever reason, that's when it gets toxic. That's when it gets
Mhm.
negative. That's when the mistrust is there, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Um, but I do love that you have that honest, open, transparent. Like that's what you lead with. And I think us even within, I mean, for those that are always maximize an opportunity, no matter what. Always try to talk to someone. See, when I go in network mode, like it was funny because not too long ago someone said, "How do you do networking, Jennifer?" Like when you because it's a show. It's something I gotta turn on in my mind. Like, because there's times that turn it
Yeah.
off. I don't feel like doing this right now, right? Like I
Mm.
have to turn it on in my brain or tell myself, okay, it's like action. It's time to take action, right? So when I go to a room, I try to meet everybody, right? I try to talk to everybody as much as possible. I try to figure out what do you do, why you're doing it, how can we work together, right? That's at least me. I genuinely want to get to know people, which I love business networking events because people come from all walks of life, ages,
Mhm.
ranges, backgrounds, and you're like, oh my God, that's so exciting, right? Um, and then try to, like me and you, Angel, the moment I met you, I was like, I need to bring you on the show. I need to pick your brain more. I need to talk to you. I need to spend time with this woman because I saw value, right?
Mhm.
And you didn't, you were just being friendly. Like, and I think people don't see it as, let me just meet this person, let me just talk to them, let me see why they do what they do, and let's see if there's a way that I could work with them. Even if there has been, I don't know, Kim, about you, moments where I meet someone, it's like nothing can really come about this relationship, but I enjoyed the time that was spent getting to know you.
Of course.
Mm.
And also remember, ladies, that and I'm actually speaking about this and I'm excited, is that when you meet somebody, it doesn't always necessarily lead to business from that person. But I always say, and this is an old term, so I need to learn the new acronym for this or a new word for it. Okay.
Mhm.
I always tell people if I am one of the top three in your mind that you think of, I'm good with that because that means if you can't, let's just say, Angel, you don't need cleaning services, but
Mhm.
we developed a relationship, we connected in some sort of energetic way or spiritual way, whatever that was, and you were like, I really like him, I jived with her, she was cool, I like what she's offering. A week later, you're somewhere in your own networking event and someone says, oh my gosh, I'm looking for cleaning. Hey, I know this lady. I just met her. She owns Crystal Clear Cleaning. Let me connect you. That is so precious. That's so valuable. So it's
Yes.
not always about the card you're getting in front of you. This is why my base is relationship building first. You
Mm,
want
Absolutely.
to know people. And then also, ladies, what's nice about networking, let's just say when I go to a client's house and I'm doing an estimate, and I'm talking to this client, and this client's like, you know what, Kim, and I ask him, what made you call me? I always ask him, like, what's going on, because I want to know what it is. Are they just a busy mom? Are they a professional? What's going on? And if they say to me, oh my God, I just opened up my new business, and I'm really, it's new to me. I don't know where to start. I can say, well, I know of a lady who's a professional business coach, and she helps new entrepreneurs get their mindset and get the things that professionally they need to start. Really? Oh my gosh! Well, can you give me her name and her number? So it's and then as a business owner, that makes me look professional. That I know other professionals that I can refer to. So there's all different ways to utilize networking.
Absolutely.
I feel like networking is actually a requirement.
It is.
Not only as a CEO, but even as a person, as a growing and evolving human being, we need resources, we need things, and all of these things literally come from your network. So I always say networking is required. For my introverts, no disrespect to you guys, of course. Introverts can definitely be networking in their own way. And I always give the hack that when you're out networking, because of course I'm an extrovert, right? But I am a natural introvert. So I had to evolve and grow into being an extrovert as starting from when I was a child. However, I feel like when you're networking as a CEO, what I do is I have a minimum number of people that I'm intentional about connecting with. Not saying that these will be my clients, not saying that they will be like Kim said, they may not be a client, but they may be, there's someone I just connected with, and we will figure out a way to collaborate in some other way. And I'm so grateful for Jennifer, because she said, I'm going to have you on the podcast. And I'm like, oh, great. She's not a client of mine, but we connected and when we're able to collaborate in a way that she is helping me gain more exposure and learn more about you all, connected me with Miss Kim. So it's like, you never know what a connection may bring. And don't go into it thinking, oh, you got to be a client. Go into it asking, how can I serve you? And I believe that was the question I asked Jennifer. I was like, how can I best support you? And that is how you kind of open the door for always leading with service. You may not be, a client, but the first thing I always just want to say is make sure you have a minimum number of people you want to connect with. For me, it was 3. I said, I'm going to go to Wendy's event and I'm connecting with 3 people. I don't know who these 3 will be, but I'm going to make sure I connect with at least 3. And make sure you follow up, don't just leave that connection there. Like, oh, we met and then that was it. Make sure you connect in a way that really is going to be impactful. Set a meeting, follow them on Instagram, follow them on Facebook, look at their content, see how you can best service them based on what you know about them. And the last thing I always say about networking is to always know what your introduction is going to be, because you need to make sure whatever your introduction is, the person you're speaking to should know who you are, how you can show value, and how you can show value to them. So how can you make this a mutual beneficial relationship? That's how you should make every interaction. Excuse me, something in my eye, guys. But so when you meet someone, they should know this is my name, this is my title, this is what I do, but also find out about them so you can know how you can best service them. Because we all know in business and in life, in order to be successful, you have to master cultivating mutual beneficial relationships, win-win relationships. There is no such thing as a one-sided growing relationship. That's non-existent. It has to be a win-win. Figure out a way to make both of you win.
Yes.
Yeah, and relationships, there used to be a saying, I'm sure it's still around, I just haven't heard it in a while, is it's not what you know, it's who you know. Amen. Right? I know people, I've helped people who thought, oh, Kim just owns a cleaning business. But in all of my times of network, right. Okay, there's a book about it. I had a lady once tell me she needed something and she was in a hierarchy professional PhD position. Because of my networking, I knew a lady who was equivalent to her and was looking for and knew some people where she was trying to get a job. And so I said, oh, you do blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, and I said, well, I know blah, blah, blah. Let me put in a word for you. And she got the interview and got the job. And she
Mm-hmm.
called back and said, wow, Kim, how did you know? So and so and so. Networking, sweetheart. Networking,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I love
Absolutely.
that. I love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, this has been a fun conversation. Angel, you definitely are a breath of fresh air. I appreciate you coming on the show. What if someone wants to get in touch with you?
Yeah.
What's the best way that someone can reach out to you?
The best way would be to shoot me a text, to be honest.
Okay,
That's
okay.
the best way. Um, Golden Angel Management's business line is 312-505-7629 and text Let's Win. That'll be the best way to get in contact with me. However, you can always just go to my website at goldenangelmanagement.com and book a free consultation or a free strategy call is what it says on the website. And everything is Your Golden Angel or Angelicia Jones.
Nice. So text
I'm
Let's
sorry, three one
Win
two five zero. Yep.
505-7629. Okay,
Yes.
beautiful.
I think we got
And
extra.
oh, did I get an extra number in there? 505-7629, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's an extra two.
Yeah. So it's just, yeah, then they can text Let's Win. They can get in contact with me there or on all social media. It's just Angelicia J, which is Angel and then ESHA. My brand is Angel Jones, but my first name is Angelicia.
Beautiful. I love that.
And I'm your good angel.
I love it. Angelicia Jones, like that, correct? If they want to
Yeah.
look you up. Okay,
Mhm.
perfect. Perfect. So everybody now you know if you want to reach out to her for that free consultation, feel free to do it. I think you brought tremendous value. I think people are very intimidated by sales, maybe because they don't understand, like we were saying earlier, what exactly sales or the way that you view sales. That's the bottom line I got out of this. If your belief about sales is that it's bad, it's no good, it's intimidating, it's scary, you're not gonna do well in sales. But if you're seeing it as, oh my god, it's an opportunity to serve, it's an opportunity to meet someone, right? Then you're gonna
Right.
excel in sales. And to me, like I was saying earlier, you're always selling. You're always selling, whether you realize it or
Yeah.
not. You're selling yourself, you're selling your personal brand, you're selling your business brand, you're selling who you are. Like you're constantly selling people, and people don't realize that.
Absolutely. And just really quick before we head out, I with you mentioning that, that's what I mean by the correlation between business and romantic relationships. If you have ever dated anyone, you sold them. You sold them on the idea of having exclusivity with you. But you had to sell yourself first. You had to show enough value in yourself to them. So
Mm,
they said, I got to get you off the market. I need you to be mine and mine only. I need exclusivity. That was sales. So
mm.
if you've ever gotten into an exclusive committed relationship, you're already a great salesperson.
Wow. Kim, how's that make you feel? I love that.
Fantastic.
I
Because
love
I
that.
know my value.
That's amazing. I love that. I
Right.
love that
My
example.
bar high.
Yeah, I hope people receive that and really like
Yes.
that connected. And people
Yes.
don't realize that. Like, so if you've been single all your life, there's a problem.
We got to fix your sales skills. That's
Uh,
we got your branding needs some little polishing. You know, we can go ahead and, and look at your target client, right? Because it's all the same. You know, it's the same thing. We just have to transfer those skill sets, and that's what I help you do.
That's beautiful. I love that. You guys reach out if you have any questions. And I want to make sure that I share with the viewers two things. For those that are in the community that really know what we do, and we have our retreat coming up September 8th, 9th, and 10th in Antioch, Illinois. Make sure you put down your deposit. I have 6 beds left. I have 2 cabins. So we want to make sure that people save their spots. The total price is $399 for the retreat. So we ask is do the $250 and pay the rest the week prior. And also we have many people know that I started doing real estate investing. And I work for a real estate investing company. and we're putting on a very massive conference coming up. It's about 500 people in attendance. It's huge. It's changed my life. I'm not a realtor. I said I like investing, right? So,
Definitely.
um, definitely different, but I enjoy it very much. So we definitely have our 3-day conference coming up. So it's the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. If you are interested in being in that conference, you want to attend, you want to see what real estate investing is all about, definitely reach out to me. I can send you a link and we can definitely, see if that is a potential possibility for anybody watching. So thank you so much, Angel. Thank you so much, Kim, for being on this morning. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank
And
you.
I look forward to connecting with you both further. I
Yes,
really want to do this again.
let's do it. I'm down. All right. Thank you,
Awesome.
guys. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
You as well.
Bye.